It seems to be working. CPU only 20%. Oh no, it got a bit angry. No, it's fine. That's doable. It's durable. Anyway, we're gonna play Slave of Spire, which is a really fascinating game. Probably 1 million people on YouTube and 1 trillion people on Twitch already play this. In fact, I've seen a few do it, and they all headbutt their way through it, going Ascension level 20, maximum never taking damage run. No, we're not going to do anything like that. What we're probably going to do is play for 20 minutes and then lose. Because what I've been doing is, you get these Ascension levels, essentially they're skill modifiers. You can take as many as you like in order. At Ascension level 10, there's 10 different disadvantages, penalties at play. So, yeah, runs get harder as you win. Cursed means, right, this is a deck building game. You start with a very simple deck that just says attack, defend, a few signature things you can do, and you fight enemies in a linear way. You pick your way up a tower. You get harder and harder encounters as you go. And every time you win a battle, you get cards. And there's a big lot of cards. I think there's about 80 cards that are unique to each character, and another 40, 45 for anyone. And negative things, curses. This is what we've got in our deck from now on. If you draw a curse, sometimes it's got a trigger at the start when you get it, sometimes it's got a trigger at the end of a turn, but that's not the important thing. The important thing is that you drew a curse instead of a real card, so essentially you drew one less card. This one isn't so bad because it evaporates as soon as you get it. You know, you only see it once every battle. But it's still going to be very, very annoying. It's a large skill increase from the last one. So this is why I'm recording from here. I reckon this is where the difficulty really starts to matter. Ironclad's very solid. A lot of very defensive cards. And a lot of cards which make you fairly inevitable to win eventually. You've got a lot of momentum. Cards that increase your strength, which then applies to every attack you play. So if you can block during the turns where you're getting strong enough to win, then you've got it made. At least that's the way I play it. I'm sure you can play an ultra-aggressive version where you actually care about the individual attacks you see. Obtaining a curse at the start of the game, I don't think that's worth it. You really would be drawing dead cards once every 2 turns, I think. Upgraded card's interesting. Every card's got an upgraded form. Usually just increases the numbers on it. But what's interesting is when it's like this. You've got damage and a debuff. Sometimes the length of the debuff increases, and that is a good thing. Can I not back out of this? Am I locked in now? Well, guess what? What we could have done is taken a relic. These are relics. They apply rules to the battle, or sometimes outside the battle. Sometimes they just increase your maximum hit points, or do something when you get them and then turn off. There's one that upgrades 2 of your attacks at random and then turns off, which you see a lot. And I'll demonstrate what these attacks mean now. I'm just picking a route. It really has to be up here, but it's a very greedy route. There's 3 campfires and 3 bosses. 3 elites, rather. Elite battles are much more taxing. And in Act 1, these things tend to do damage faster than you can block. It's a matter of racing them, which means you have to be adding attack cards to your deck. You can't hope to block properly. Either attacks or powers that do something every turn. Like Combust is very good against these. Especially the encounter that has 3 copies of the same enemy. But we'll get there, I'll show you a battle. Okay, this is simple. You can tell what the enemy's going to do every turn. If they're going to buff, there's nothing you can do about it. You should just get value out of your hand. Because they're not attacking, these don't do anything. You can play them to use up your energy, but it makes no difference. The defense, the block value goes away at the end of the turn. You see we drew our curse, which gives us less options. We'll play block to mitigate that damage. We're going to regenerate 6 hit points at the end of the turn. So taking 1 damage is actually fine. I mean, in a lot of battles you've got no choice anyway. You're not agreeing to it, you're taking it no matter what. I think this guy gets stronger every turn. We should probably just race against what he's doing. That sets us up next turn to probably win. Yeah, we got 3 attacks. God. I don't want to pick none of them, but these aren't my favourite card. Clothesline is interesting. True Grit, when upgraded, and controllable, so it doesn't say random. That's interesting. I think we'll all take Clothesline just because we're going to be facing it release. It's just that it costs 2. Yeah, cards that cost 2 have to be good. Yeah. That shows the effect of weakness. The 25% less damage means a lot. Especially when you're up against enemies in the later levels, which do you 50 or 60 damage at a time, or they do you 3 attacks of 15 each, that sort of thing. Being able to mitigate it is often better than block. Having a multiplayer is better than a bonus. Although that's not always true. Starting to think I could have won instead of did though. Yeah. I'm not the most aggressive ironclad player. I always look at if I can block first. It's probably a newbie, an amateur mistake. You miss turns where you could have won because you're thinking, well, I can absorb most of that damage. Wild Strike's very good if you've got a certain other card called Evolve, which means this wound you shuffle in. There's a card called Statuses, which are like curses, but they all vanish at the end of the battle. They take up space in your hand. Sometimes they do you damage as well. Evolve says whenever you draw a status, draw another card. So it's like they don't matter until you've got so many statuses in your deck that your hand fills up. But I'm not going to take that. I'm going to take this because a lot of battles to come, I've got multiple opponents in. Putting vulnerable on every single one of them is very good. Especially when this is upgraded. No, I'm not sure that's true. I think if you upgrade this, it just does more damage. So upgrading isn't that important. Well, but we're taking it anyway, I just like the card. We said we were going up there, yeah? Or did I? Yes, we're going up there. I don't want to take a curse when we're so far away from a shop. Oh wait, hold on. Sorry. Yeah, these are the shops, and we're not going over there. Question marks have a slight chance to be in a shop, but you can't rely on it. You can gamble, but you can't rely on it. 175 gold is incredible, Because you go in the shops, you can get potions like these. You can get potions between like 30 and 70 gold. You can get a selection of cards, which are between like 20 and 200. You can remove a card from your deck. You can occasionally buy relics, which are expensive, but they apply rules to every combat from then on. This represents a very, very tough decision. I think there's a theory amongst gamblers where you high roll, you take the possibility of a good result, even if it's loaded with a poor result, instead of just no result at all. But I'm not sure I subscribe to it if it means you lose the whole run, you know? The idea is to record myself trying to win, not just picking the stupid options. But this, it represents a really big game in terms of power, potential power anyway. I think I'm gonna take it and look like a fool. Yeah, this will all be worth it. Yeah. Because we did that, we should go through the question marks. Do I want to? Yeah, well, we're tied into the gaining gold thing now, aren't we? We don't want another curse. We really don't want another curse. Maximum HP is good. I know we're near full hit points, but because resting is based on your maximum hit points, that slightly increases what you'll get. It's a proportion of that. Okay. We might just die. The idea of this guy is that... Well, it'll show you next turn. I'll show you what he does. Lucky for us, he does nothing this turn. What he does from now on, every time I play a skill card, and notably defend is a skill card, he gets stronger, so you can't be greedy with the skills, you really have to race him. Oh, we're vulnerable because of doubt. This is really bad. I'm going to pop this regen potion, because this fight will probably last 5 turns. What we're going to do is play these 2 cards. That basically stacks him with vulnerable for the rest of the fight. And then we're going to get beaten up. There's no hope of matching his damage output with defense output. There is, especially not with his modifier. You just have to hit him really hard. Did I miscalculate there? Not sure. Might have. The 3 strikes might have been better than the bash and the strike. Oh god. Yeah. If you make a bad decision in this game, it does punish you. It knows. We may as well play defense this turn. You get stronger, but next turn we're going to kill him, so... as far as I know. Mango. It does nothing, but it gives us more maximum HP. You don't see this very often, so... it's interesting, even if it's not good. Metallicize, that helps us race against the elite battles because, well, we're not spending energy on blocking, we're just putting out a card that blocks forever. I might... is it worth upgrading it? 4, no, not really. That probably is worth upgrading. Yeah, it's the other battle like this. And again, we get doubt first turn. I'm really enjoying this decision. What I'm going to do is nothing this turn. You can wait 3 turns for this to wake up. So, turn 1 we get weakened. Second turn we lose weaken. And we're looking for the metallicides we picked up anyway. So doing nothing is the actual best plan. Yeah, we get metallicides. And it's... we can't actually wake him up. Well, we could do that. You see he's got armor every turn until he wakes up. Next turn we want a hand that's got some big attacks in it. Bash would be favourite. Clothesline is good too. Yeah. So he loses the metallicized thing, and now he attacks for a lot of damage. 15. At least he's not like the Gremlin Knob in that he scales up. But in a way he is. Every third turn he plays a debuffing attack. He plays a penalty on you, which gives you -1 strength and -1 defend. And defend dictates how much damage you get from these cards. Attack dictates how much damage you get from these cards. So eventually he can turn you into nothing. I think we just bash and defend. Yeah, okay. This is the turn he does the negative effect. Yeah. God, I'm doing nothing. I'm weakened as well. We need to lean into doing damage. Clothesline helps. We've got a campfire coming up and we are sleeping. We are going to sleep. We're not doing anything greedy. Should be able to win from here. Yeah. Okay. This is not what you want. Although this makes up for it. This is like getting 3 potions. This is like getting a rock, and not a rock or an effect. Just a bit of rock. Evolve's nice. Searing Blow's an entire strategy actually, but we've already got 2 cards at 2 attacks for cost 2. You can spend the rest of the game upgrading this. You can get to like Searing Blow version 9 and it does 50 damage or something. It's big, but what we really want is more status stuff, more solid cards. Searing Blow is sort of, it's for actual berserkers. Evolve's more interesting, but it doesn't do anything yet. Oh no, okay, it does do something. You see the symbol at the top. At the end of each act, there's a boss. And the boss can be one of 3 different things, and I know what they all are at this point. This guy adds slime to your deck, which is a status. So I think I will take the evolve. What's in the box? Yeah, we're not going to have full hit points. We've got another rock. Yeah, we see. So I should keep going to question marks in case I get a shop. Oh, this is a shop. Remove doubt. It's better than a shop, it didn't even cost us anything. But we're still looking for a shop because we've got a lot of gold to spend. You can't drink that until you get in battle. Okay. Another one of you. There's no reason to play this when I play it because there's no reason to play anything else in my hand either. We didn't check it. Vulnerability potion. I think I will throw that. I mean, there's no reason not to drink that. Enjoy. Yeah, so we don't play defense against this guy. We block with our face. Oh man, he's already weak and he's doing 18 damage, what the hell? 14, 21. Just 30 damage, yeah, great. Well, that's what we're doing anyway. Yeah, we can defend this turn because next turn we kill him. Ah! We've got gold, that's not what we're looking for. We need things we can do in combat. Body slam's interesting. It's interesting when it costs naught. If you upgrade it, it costs naught. And then you can spend a whole turn full blocking and then go, and here's 18 damage for you. I probably am going to take body slam. You can choose to take nothing. That is an option in some situations. But I think I like one body slam anyway. Do we rest again? No, we've got enough. This is a spare campfire, so we can sniff. Yeah, good. Oh, this can be good. Patience. Honestly, I usually just get nothing out of this. That's two good cards, though. Inflame. 2 inflame. Brilliant. 2 strength, and the card disappears. That's one of them. It's the most basic card you can possibly think up, but it's so important to this character. Juggernaut as well. Do we want Juggernaut? I mean, it's rare. Every time you block, it does 5 damage, and that combines with Metallicize. That was really good result. I normally get nothing out of it as well. I get like a curse scare, because there's usually one curse hidden in there. So if you pair them with your first move, that's fun. I'm not as worried about the battle now. We've got this good stuff. We could upgrade that, so it gives us 3 strength. We could upgrade that so it does 7 damage. It's just such a good card, isn't it? Problem is, we're not going to be very powerful at the start of the fight, so we're probably going to take one big attack. The gimmick of this character is this boss fighter is that when it reaches half health, it turns into smaller versions of itself, which means you can interrupt it on critical turns. So when it's got a 35 above its head, you go, "What the hell is that?" That's when you want to interrupt it. What we can do is put vulnerability on it. Although Bash already does that. That's a waste of a potion. Yeah, here you go. So we want to do it another, I don't know, 46 damage, 66 damage, 56 damage. We got another turn to do it. Yeah, we want Evolve. The deck's already got slime in it. Juggernaut can come back later. We did 4 damage because we've got strength. That's why. Not because we have no defense. Yeah, well, we're taking a big hit. It's a shame we drew all the powers at once. The idea really was to split it before it did as many major attacks, but well, there you go. It doesn't always work out that way. Because we get automatic defense from Metallicized, Juggernaut triggers off it. You can play these slimes so you never see them again, but because we've got Evolve, we're not that worried about it. He's gonna split. The best thing is to do extra damage. So because the 2 enemies that come out will both have as total hit points his current hit points. And we do 5 more damage there, so that's not that bad. They're not attacking. You do get turns where you split the slime boss. Both these guys come out and they're both attacking for 18 and you lose immediately. It's fun. But we're safe for now. I think this guy applies weak. This guy applies frail. I hate both those things. We can choose to split one. Probably the weakness one. That's assuming I've got it right. Yeah, okay. Oh, this is really... It's being really lenient. Only going to take a couple of damage here. Oh wait, we can just kill it. It's being really lenient. Yeah, that's the actual... That's the slime term we know and love. We just need to split it. Just being greedy now. Basically, the threat of this battle's over. Great. What is this music? Oh yeah, okay. Legend's interesting depending on if we get... At the end of every act you get a special relic, you get a choice of 3. A lot of them give you extra energy, and some of them don't. What I was really hoping for was something like Demon Form, or Barricade. Those aren't here. Fiend Fire does a huge amount of damage though. It's another attack that costs 2. I might take Brutality and be stubborn. I really like the idea of drawing 6 cards a turn, even at a price. But it doesn't combo Runic Dodecahedron. But nothing does. Come on, ignore the Runic Dodecahedron. We've got a lot of gold already. And if you lose HP, draw 1 card. That does combo a lot with Brutality, doesn't it? But I want to play the Runic down. It gives you energy, and it makes you think more. Like, this is a very large disadvantage. But less so, the more you consider what's going to happen. I'm going to take Runic down. I mean, I named the channel after it, so... We're going for all these questions. The shop is interesting, yeah. This is a very greedy route. It's got 2 shops. And we could even fight the Death Elite. There's a special end game zone you can access if you do certain things. One of them is fight this guy. And there's 2 more. I don't want to give it away though. Thieves! We're about to take a lot of damage. This guy blocks slightly more. Looter and Mega. We know they're synonyms, but not close. We're probably going to take about 14 damage. The tower size is very good here. We're trying to attack like crazy. So. The brutality of this turn drew us an extra card, so it made this less damaging, which is already interesting. Thing is, this turn they could be defending or attacking again. They've got a loop where they attack you a couple of turns, and then they decide to run away. And they don't always do the run away on the same turn. If I clothesline him, he dies. If I inflame a thunderclap and strike, he dies too. Then I could just play defend. This guy might run away with a bit of money, but I don't want to lose that many more hit points. Okay, he attacks again. It means we might be able to beat him. That's a huge amount of damage, actually. We can hit both. Wow. So you'll play a defend. You'll put up some amount of block. Yeah. But it's not that impressive. And you see, because we've got regen, the brutality in our deck, it's reasonable. Oh, yes. No disadvantages to this. You draw a card, and we've got 4 energy now, so we can make use of a card. That's a fantastic automatic pickup. This just proved itself useful. There's no reason for us to get this. Normally, you blunder into these mystery rooms and get attacked by bosses, or you fall down a hole. Or so we get to draw Shrug It Off. First turn. For the rest of the game. Okay, should set that up then, shouldn't we? This guy can attack for 22, or 11 times 2, or he can do nothing. Oh no, I didn't get through his armor. Yeah, the challenge of this enemy is getting through this armor. Because it's plated armor, not metallicized, so it does run out when you hit him. Yeah, fair. See, it's gone down to 13 now. Ow. Nice guy. I want to play Juggernaut and metallicized, but at the same time, no, he's probably attacking for a very large number. I think it might be time to use this energy potion and just do everything. Just do everything in my hand. Yeah. If this isn't even an elite battle, it's just a normal thing. But they're just so evil. Oh, that wasn't so bad. Luckily, they're not immune to this sort of weakening attack, so it's not going to be as dangerous. I'm going to play Vitality. I like the card. I like drawing it. Every time we play Defend now, because of Juggernaut, it's as if we're playing an attack. I want to hit him with a bash, really. Yeah. Bloody hell. It's so deadly. Who decided they should be so deadly? Ooh. Second Flame's good. We've got a number of attacks, I reckon. Yeah, we've got Clothesline plus, Body Slam plus, Bash plus. That's fantastic. We should be looking for card drawing, and defense, and power. Wild Strike would have been good because of Evolve, but at the same time, you can't really pass up Inflame ever. You'd have to be up against another Inflame. Yeah? This can be attacking for 24. We might just die here. So. I'm going to put Vulnerability on him. You should really save the potions for your elites and the bosses, but the game's already trying to kill me, so you gotta fight back. Yeah, this guy puts up more defense progressively through the turn, depending on how many times you hit him. Yeah, he attacked for 3 times 8. That's wonderful. We're just not drawing enough defense. Even with brutality, we're not drawing enough. We really need to kill him. I'd love to play that, but I think we've got enough strength to just power through and try and live. If he's attacking with 8 times 3 again, I click end turn and he... I mean, we didn't have a choice, did we? We don't have any extra special defense cards. We don't have impervious, we don't have power through. If we die, we die. Nope. Okay. All he did was put weakness on us. Oh no, okay, you put a lot of stuff on us. We might still die this turn. We can only do 22 damage. And we're frail as well. I think he has killed us. We really have to hope the game's merciful. If he does the 3 times 8 damage, it puts us on 2. I don't want to be on 2. Aha! We're on 1. We have to win this turn. Mind you, that's 18. Yeah, okay. Either. Oh my god. Second Shrugger off is God sent. It might be too late, that's all. What we're looking for in this shop, I think this is the first time I've been in a shop in this playthrough, is Lee's Waffle. It's a relic that says gain max, restore your HP to max and you get a little bonus as well. And it's not here. We got this, that's incredible. We got this, that's incredible. We got this, that's interesting. We got Whirlwind, that's incredible. Bloodletting's for an entirely different deck, I reckon. We can remove a card from the deck. Oh, you notice we can't remove the Ascender's Curse. We could get rid of the strike so we draw defenses and good stuff more often. We could get a healing potion, which is actually... I'm actually thinking about that as well, it's not just a joke. We could actually spend 76 gold on 9 hit points. We could get that. If we have brutality for 4 turns, that costs 0 and it does 18 damage, that's a fairly good ratio. It's better than strike. But Whirlwind's better. I was really hoping for powers, but weren't ones I already had. This, I don't have that, but nor can I trigger it very often. I think we take Whirlwind just recognising how good it is in every deck. We take both these relics, I believe. We start with, you could put Brutality, but you can upgrade that and get the same effect. We should probably put Metallicize or Inflame. Inflame's better. Because we're always stuck in a racing position, so we should try and be at the front. This helps us beat elites better. Especially on this floor, because you get a lot of elites which have more than one enemy involved. So you're getting a big bonus out of it. And we should remove the strike. And we buy the boring blood potion. Because we're up against an elite immediately. It was greedy for me to go to the shop, but I had 700 gold. You can't really pass it up. Not many of these are helping us, but we can't do anything about it. You can't trade these in very often, you can't do much with a relic in your inventory. You've got it. Whether you want it is another story. We have died. Yeah. But let's play as if we haven't died. Immediately you shrug it off. We draw a defense, so we use this as well. Shrug it off's interesting. Spot weakness is fantastically interesting, but we're just not in a position to gain strength, are we? Italicize. Okay. I should really inflame and thunderclap, but I want to inflame and defend just to see if we stay alive. This might be attacking for more than that. It might attack for exactly 35, so I think we do have to do the most boring thing. Okay, we lived. Whirlwind's really nice. You can do 24 damage to everyone. It doesn't kill anyone though. I think that's the end of us. Yeah, this would be easier without the runic dome, because this guy in particular, you can be attacking for 13 or you can be attacking for 7 with a disadvantage, or you can be setting up the entire turn to play a debuff on you which stops you attacking next turn. This is the most variable one. This guy just puts wounds in your deck every turn, I think. This guy sometimes puts weakness on you, but he attacks for the most. The Whip Slaver he's the weak spot, and also the guy you have to kill first because he stops you attacking. But I think they have gotten me here. We just can't play Juggernaut. We have to put up some amount of defense. we can't put up that much defense. I think we want about 20 defense, but what we got is 13. I should play Whirlwind and Body Slam, but it doesn't kill anyone. I'm not sure if I was optimally playing it, but we didn't have that many options. So I think we do just die. Yeah, he attacked. I'm gonna need a new map. I think it's making fun of me going into this fight tool. It's valid. It is a valid criticism of me going to that shop and straight into the elite. But I thought the shop might give us a full heal, because it does occasionally happen. Let's see how many points we got. 333. We're well fed on because of this mango. Oh, and because of the initial bonus. Yeah, so that is how Slaver's Spire works. It lets you slowly gain in power, and then it pulls the rug from under you, and lets you know how hard the game is, actually. We made mistakes there, though, to be honest. That wasn't us optimally climbing and being unfairly destroyed. That was us being a bit dim. So, but now you can appreciate how hard this might be to get to the full difficulty. So that's all for now. I'll put up another video, I don't know, tomorrow maybe? Maybe tomorrow, depending if anyone wants to see it. But I really love this game. I might not be the best player, as evidenced by this playthrough. But I think you get a taste of what it's about, and how I'm likely to play it. Okay, that was fun.